What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. Reading the reports on Sports Illustrated, Jerry West is very hopeful that the Clippers can land another big player, another impactful player. And of course, I think that's something that the Clippers want to do because they don't know the status of Kawhi and PG. And really that neutralizes their future in regards to winning, because those are the two players that can definitely help them do so, especially Kawhi Leonard, since he's already won a championship multiple times in the NBA and has been multiple times Finals MVP. So when you look at that in its entirety, you definitely have to agree with Jerry West, but you have to kind of take it with a grain of salt too, because it's like, what other pieces out there can really help them be better or be impactful? I mean, Sabonis has already dealt. Several other players I thought that can actually help already dealt from what I see. And I'm not sure if they're going after Dragic, the one player I thought that could actually, be impactful for them. Although anything can happen, the Clippers are definitely like the ninjas in the night. They move in silence, so you never know what can happen there. But I mean, there really isn't too many impactful players out there. Now, of course, the most that most people would say would be John Wall. I said before, I really don't agree, but at the same time, if they were able to get John Wall, then I mean, hey, that's a go. I mean, that's who they got to go with. I mean, John Wall is definitely better than the trade they made for Eric Bledsoe, right? Eric Bledsoe didn't work out, so John Wall couldn't be no worse than him, because John Wall is a way better player. So I mean, if you look at it from that standpoint, I understand. I have to concur, but at the same time, I'm not really sure how many impactful players are out there now. There has been reports also from team president Lawrence Frank that Zubac might be a part of the trade. And of course, we talked about it yesterday with Serge Ibaka. He might be on the move in regards to the center position. And I think that's the position that they're looking at the most, because when you look at the team, that's the position that they feel like they're the most vulnerable in, because they have a 1-year contract guy in Isaiah Hartenstein, who's just really trying to prove himself. Zubac has been there for a few years, and they thought he would turn into the player that they thought he would be. They thought he would be more impactful, if I might say, in regards to the Clippers' success, but really he hasn't, because he has a lot of games where he looks good. He has a lot of games where he looks like, he can be the next big thing for them, but he also has a lot of games where he lags. And I will give Zubac this. To me, he plays the best when Kawhi Leonard's in the lineup, because Kawhi Leonard always seems to find him in pick and roll situations at times, which is part of the reason why, Kawhi assist total has went up, throughout the years, because him and Zubac seem to have some crazy, weird type chemistry on the court. Kawhi can always find Zubac when he's ready to make a pass, or when he's getting double teamed in the corner or in the elbow where he's about to take his 17-foot jump shot. He'll find Zubac cutting to the basket, and Zubac will finish strong. And that's, a part of, Zubac being in the right place at the right time. But at the same time, that actually helps Kawhi Leonard with his assist total and working on his passing, which, kind of is a win-win situation. But at the same time, there's times where even when Kawhi is on the floor or without Kawhi there, Zubac just kind of looks lost, or he doesn't look like he knows exactly what needs to be done to help the team get over the hump. Because I said before, if Zubac actually played up to the potential that a lot of people thought he could, even from back when he was on the Lakers to this point now, the Clippers would be even much better than what they are, because they would have a certified big man that they trust, that they can throw the ball into, who is more, who would have been more physical and everything like that. Because that's where I saw Zubac when I first saw him on the Lakers back in the day or several years ago. I said, this dude can become stronger. He could be a little bit more physical, and I could see him being a little bit more dominant than what he is, because he has a lot of good footwork. He has a lot of skill, but it just hasn't developed the way they thought. Now, of course, Serge Ibaka is definitely the name out there in the forefront that's on the move as far as big men in regards to the Clippers, because, I mean, his contract is expiring, so I can definitely see, them trying to move him just so they can get another additional piece into the lineup where they feel like they can make a significant difference. The only thing is, like I said, what Lawrence Frank was saying, which you also have to take with a grain of salt as well, because you never know, there might be other opportunities to come up. So in what Lawrence Frank was saying, that they might actually find a way to keep Serge Ibaka and, you know, deal Zubac with an additional piece, you know, with a package deal. So, I mean, if they do that, then you have to ask yourself what player out there is worth that they can pull off. I mean, I don't know if they can get a Christian Wood or somebody like that, or, you know, like I said, Sabonis is out now, I believe. So it's like, you know, it's not too many names out there, but there is some decent pieces. And apparently, you know, the Clippers know what they have in mind, and they know what they're going after. So, you know, we have to just kind of like take their word for it and see what happens. The trade deadline is today, so we'll see exactly how it pans out, or what piece can they actually acquire. Me personally, I definitely can see them possibly getting John Wall. I can see that. It's not far-fetched. I'm not sure about, you know, Christian Wood and, you know, players like that, but I definitely could see them pulling off a player like him. I would have liked to seen them get Karis LeVert. I don't know. I just always like Karis LeVert. I mean, I know it's a far-fetched, you know, wishful thinking, but I would have liked to see him get him, because I just feel like he's one of those type players that can just bring an impact on your team that you don't have, because he gives you scoring. He's almost like a combo guard to a degree. You know, he can give you scoring. He plays hard on defense. And like I said, he is a valuable piece to me in regards to a team that wants to win, because that dude can really play basketball. I mean, he really is very developed at a young age, and his IQ is only going to get higher the more and more he plays. And if he's playing around, you know, players like Kawhi and PG, and, you know, with a coach like Ty Lue, how good of a player could he be then? You know, he really could be a really, really great, you know, really good player. So I would have liked to see them possibly try to get somebody like him, or maybe even Sabonis, because Sabonis is a really good, underrated, solid, you know, power forward / center, which I think they could have utilized him a whole lot, because I definitely think, you know, he can make the Clippers so much more versatile. I thought that was a good piece. And of course, I thought, you know, Dragic was a good piece too, to fit, just because they need that anchor in quarterback in the point guard position, in which, you know, Dragic can give them that. Especially he can give them huge minutes in the playoffs, and, you know, definitely can help them, you know, get past a lot of teams, or give a lot of teams, you know, high competition in regards to knocking them off in the playoffs, in regards to the Clippers being a very tough out in the playoffs. So I definitely would have liked to seen them get, you know, one of those type players if possible. But I mean, hey, Norman Powell and Robert Covington definitely are two impactful players, I say, you know, so they definitely upgraded. They definitely did really good in that area, you know. Like I said, Eric Bledsoe just wasn't working out, and and Justice Winslow just, you know, he just hasn't, you know, turned into the player a lot of people thought he would. He's just been a bust in the NBA, because a lot of people saw him, you know, as being a possible star player in the NBA, which he never lived up to. So, you know, they did the right thing there, and they actually upgraded, you know, tremendously. So if they can make another impactful move in regards to getting a player, you know, like a Norman Powell or Robert Covington or somebody like that, somebody who really, really can give them an opportunity to win and make them a superior all-around team, then, you know, I'm all for it. You know, that's what they're going to do, you know, because I definitely want to see this team, you know, prosper, because, you know, even with Kawhi and PG out, you know, you still see the talent in this team. You still see the fight, the resiliency, and you still see this team fighting really hard every night, even with their backs against the wall. And every night it seems like, you know, when you look at this team, there could be a different unsung hero. You know, it could be Luke Kennard, it could be Terrence Mann, of course it could be Reggie Jackson, and then, you know, you have Marcus Morris at times, you know, and then I think about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, Zubac had like a 32-point game. So it's like, you know, there's always a hero, a different hero every night for this team. So I mean, and then you also got to throw in Amir Coffey too. Shout out to him as well. But you definitely want to see this team excel, because they have so much, you know, depth and so much pieces. And the coach Ty Lue is just really, really a good genius in regards to being a basketball mind, to get players to play at a certain level, even though their name doesn't match their quality on the floor. Because I never would have thought Amir Coffey would be playing as good as he's playing and putting up the numbers he's putting up, even though, I knew he had some talent, but I didn't think he would, develop this fast. But, at the same time, with Kawhi and PG out, you have a lot of time to work on your game and develop and get a lot of experience because those players aren't there. But he's definitely been a surprise to the Clippers. I don't think nobody saw him turning out the way he is. I mean, if anything, you thought it'd be, Terrence Mann or somebody like that, in which he really hasn't played the best this season. I thought he would, but he is still playing fairly well, so I got to give him credit. And, of course, shout out to Luke Kennard, too. He's definitely had some huge games this year and definitely trying to live up to his contract that they gave him. So shout out to him as well. But we'll see exactly how it goes. The Clippers are definitely one of those teams who could surprise you at a trade deadline, whether good or bad. And they've definitely been known to do that. So hopefully now it's all good. And they definitely made some good splash moves with Norman Powell and Robert Covington. Definitely on the right track of ascending rather than descending. So you definitely got to give them credit there. So we'll just see how it pans out at the end of the day, at the end of the night, and see if they find another impactful player, because I'm definitely interested to see, and I'm definitely interested to see, what options they take in regards to better themselves as a team so they can better their chances of making the playoffs and possibly doing big things if Kawhi and PG returns. But hey, that's my take on everything. You leave any comments in the comment section as always, and hey, Khaliis out.